Focus will determine everything for you in your life. I promise it will. But it's difficult to stay focused. Crazy difficult to stay focused. In fact, when I'm talking to you, it's difficult to stay focused. You start thinking of other things. So I want to help you. 5 reasons why agents fail. And you can take this into almost any profession where you step out alone, whether you're going to be a real estate investor, whatever it is. If you step out and be one of the bold and the brave, I can assure you that these 5 things are why people fail. Number 1, fear of mistakes. Fear of, I don't want to make a fool of myself. I hear that said all the time. And here's the crazy part, is when people say that to me, I immediately say very nicely, that's a self-image challenge. And many of them come like, no, my self-image is very high. No, your fear of failure is a self-image challenge. You're afraid to fail because your self-image won't allow you to. I, on the other hand, want to teach you to fail a lot. And fast and quickly. I think fast and quickly are the same word. See, I don't care. My self-image is high. I'll say stupid things. It doesn't matter. In fact, when I first got started in my old business and in this business, I said, I'm going to go out and do an appointment and I'm going to fail miserably. I'm going to go make a bunch of mistakes. That's exactly what I said. I even kind of say it now just to take all the pressure off myself. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fail. So this fear of making mistakes is holding you back, and it's a self-image thing. And if you allow me, this is where I'm saying we're the solution. If you allow me to get into your world and help you with that, you will have fun at failing. You will have fun at making mistakes. Now, victory is what's going to happen, but in order to get victory, you will fail. My old business, we had a sign above the door when you walked out. It said, victory is the only option. I wasn't too proud of that sign because no, there's other options. Failure is an option. And failure does happen at the expense of victory. So self-image is a big deal. What do you see in the mirror when you're looking at yourself? A lot of folks these days, especially with social media, they want to act like they have haters. All my haters out there, you ain't got no haters. Shut up. You are your worst hater. You hate on yourself more than anybody else possibly ever could. Now, some of you might have some haters. That's fine. But the majority of you don't. And you are your worst hater. Again, I would love to get into your world and help you with this. I know this knowledge firsthand, not because I've seen it and I know how to teach people to overcome it. It's because I lived it. I literally would walk into any room and immediately everybody in that room was better than me. Immediately. And it started somewhere around 6th and 7th grade. And just everybody was better than me. So taller than me. I had freckles and red hair growing up. They were just, better in sports. I don't care who it was. I would sit down with them in a crowded room and everybody was better than me. That's just, I know what it's like. I want to help you overcome that. I genuinely want to help you overcome that. And then this fear of mistakes, the number one reason why real estate agents fail, will disappear. We can cross that off the list. And now you're rocking. The second reason, this one always gets me. Excited versus committed. I'm excited about getting into real estate. I'm excited about selling solar panels. I'm excited about da-da-da-da-da. I'm excited. Excitement means nothing. Are you committed to success? Do you have an I can't quit attitude? Or are you excited? I ask people all the time, why'd you get in real estate? I just love people. Just love people. That's cute. And I want to hug them. And it's okay to start there. Okay. But you have to have this attitude of commitment when you get into a business like this. Any business, and I said at the beginning, where you step out on your own and you're willing to bet on yourself. And I think you should bet on yourself. Any business where it's like that, you have to be fully committed to success. I am not a big believer in this balanced life. Okay. I believe in unbalanced, not forever, but for seasons. There will be seasons in your life where you will be unbalanced and fully committed, and that's okay. I am unbalanced in that I missed some of my girls doing competitive cheer, and my wife went and I didn't, and I missed some birthdays. No kidding. I'm unbalanced, but see, I care about my family more. You following me? I care about my family more. Therefore, I will be unbalanced. Therefore, I will miss certain events. And my kids will tell you to this day, we didn't even notice he was gone because he was around so many other things. And there were seasons where I was not unbalanced. There were seasons where I traveled with them all the way out to Orlando and saw some of their competitive shares. There were seasons where I did that. So if you're going to do this business and you don't want to fail, you don't want to be the 70% of real estate agents that did not have one transaction last year, which just blows my mind. I mean, I had 3 last year and I didn't even try to do them. I came here to build an army of warriors and I did 3. How 70% did 0? Baffling to me. But again, I came here committed to win. Yeah, you're excited. I get it. I'm excited to run a marathon. I've got over 900 miles behind me in medals. I'm excited, but understand I'm committed to 26.2 if that's what it is. I'm committed to 13.1 if that's what it is. There's a big difference between excited and committed. And we have a I can't quit mantra around here. We have a 12-week training program that I'm going to know straight up in the beginning if you're committed or just excited. Because when I say this, these are the 3 non-negotiables that you have to do every week in order to be part of our I Can't Quit program, our 12-week program. And if you can't do those, well, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. But I want to keep you crazy, hyper focused on success. Okay. Number 3, doing actual IPA, income producing activity, 1 hour a week. What is IPA in real estate? IPA is everything that revolves around income producing activity. How many hours a week are you asking this question? Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest? How many hours a week do you ask that question? And then how many conversations do you have from that? Because if that's like I'm doing this 1 hour a week, that's not going to work. That's just not even going to come close to success. You have to play the numbers. You can't beat the numbers and the numbers can't beat you. But you got to play the numbers. And eventually we can figure out what your numbers are. I can do the math and figure out anybody's numbers. What do I mean? Some of you have a little bit more talent. And when you come up to people and say, hey, are you interested in investing, buying, or selling? You say it a little bit differently than other people and you have better numbers. You might have to say that to 20 people and you might get 2 leads from that. Whereas someone else, it might take them 50 to get 2 leads. It's not fair, but who cares? You can't beat the numbers. Your talent level is where your talent level is. How well you connect with people. Now, I will tell you this, if you continue to do 50, you will eventually chip that number way down to 40, 30, and then maybe you get to 22, 20, not 22. Okay? But that doesn't matter. What's going to get you to 2 solid leads a week? And it can't be 1 hour a week doing this. This needs to be the majority of your time. And I get it. It's much more fun to go to a networking event where people feed you and Title stands up and does a training that you're half listening to be real. You're on your phone, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, you ain't focused. And they're going to give you a really cool app to where you can figure out your customer's closing cost. Oh, this was so worth it to be here today. By the way, ChatGPT will do the same thing. But that's okay that you're out there networking. I'm not against networking. Okay. I am against networking if it's more than IPA, income producing activity. Then I am big time against networking. You need to stop. You need to shut down your networking machine today. Okay. Because it's not getting you where you need to get to. I promise if you do IPA, networking will happen. Okay. And you can't do it 1 hour a week. It's impossible to get to where you want to go to. So that's what you can do. Are you think about interested in income, buying, selling, or investing? Right? We have videos that we've done on this to show you exactly how to talk to customers on each one, whether it's buying, selling, or whatever, and how you go a little deeper and how you ask better questions. We'll show you more of that to where it becomes fun, where it becomes enjoyable. It becomes a question of it's not really like a lead, but you're getting to know somebody, right? And so we'll have all of that set up for you. That's number 3. Number 4, no training on people skills is why real estate agents fail. There's no training on people skills. There's tons of training on the X's and O's. Tons of training on scripts. Tons! Scripts ain't going to do you no good if you haven't worked on people skills. I can give 2 people the exact same thing to say. One person will have crazy success with those words, exact words. The next person will fail miserably with the exact same words. What is the difference? People skills. How you say it. You say the exact same thing. Both of you can say the exact same thing. I watched Carolyn, who helped me build my old business, and now she's my partner in this business. And I watch her talk to customers. And I just shut up in complete awe of the way she connects with them. I mean, absolutely connects with them. She gets on their level. Like when she's talking to them, like, I know, like, let's say you're talking to a customer, and it happens to all of us. Your customer thinks their house is worth 1.5 million. And, you've looked it up. It's 1.2, 1.3 max, right? How do you deliver that information? Well, there's all types of training on it, what to say, right? But what Carolyn does is she goes deep with crazy people skills. Like she has empathy when she says the words, yeah, we've ran the comps and this is what we're finding. Man, this is what we're finding. Gosh, wish I could have found more. I'm looking. You want to help me look? I mean, the way she does, I can't even duplicate it. I would mess up on things and she closes deals. Why? She's got better people skills when it comes to that category. How often are you working on people skills? How often? Now, here's the cool thing about working on people skills. If you are absolutely obsessed with attending every free lunch you can get, work on your people skills in those free lunches. I want you, every time you go to one of these free lunches where you think you're gaining all the knowledge in the world, forget the knowledge, work on your people skills. I want you to come away with building 2 friendships in every single networking event you go to. 2 real friendships, not, hey, nice meeting. Let's go grab some coffee sometimes. I'm going to shoot somebody if I hear that again. That's not building a relationship saying, let's go do coffee sometime. No. Hey, how long you been doing real estate? Why did you get into real estate? I'm curious. What age were you when you decided to get into real estate? What difficulties have you ran into in real estate? What wins have you had? What victories have you had? Really, truly get to know them and build something special in all these networking events that you absolutely certain you have to go to. Now, again, I'm not against networking. I think it's important. I think it's very important. But when you're putting it over the things that are holding you back, it's not as important. It's actually worthless at that point. I spent 2 years in real estate and I didn't make no money, but I met a lot of friends. I met a lot of people. Great. That's awesome. Were you successful? Did you put your family first, and were you successful for your family? Okay. The other income producing activity, I personally came here because we have the most ridiculous platform in the world to build a business. It is the best 2-year business model out there. No one comes close. I'm talking not even close. I know business models. I know business models that make sense where I can use my skill set and be stupid successful. And I know ones that don't. This is by far the best. There's a lot that have tried to duplicate and copy, but they're not even close to what we're doing here. And so my IPAs are all about, who am I talking to? Who am I telling them about this great opportunity? Not selling them, not recruiting them, none of that. Just who am I talking to about what we have our hands on? People skills can be attained in so many ways. If I were you, I'd read a lot of books. If you're watching the news, stop. It's killing you. It's destroying every single inch of your body. It's getting in your head and killing you. I'm not holding back on this one. You have a slow death and a very miserable life if you continue to watch the news. I promise you. I can tell people that are watching it and aren't watching it. Okay. People that read books versus people that are reading books versus the ones that aren't reading books. Okay. It's a slow death. It's miserable. And here's why it's a slow death. The older you get, the more news you watch, the older you get, the more just angry you get at stupid things, and your life's wasted. I haven't watched the news in over 20 years. In fact, my kids, we never had the news on when they were growing up. They went to their friends' houses and they'd be watching the news. They actually influenced, not told, but influenced 2 other families to quit watching the news because they just simply said, yeah, we don't watch the news at our house. And they actually and that family said, you know what? We need to quit watching this. It's horrible. It's killing you. You are destroying your people skills, destroying them by watching the news. I've had people say, you're an uninformed citizen. I don't care. Call me whatever you want to me. I'm not a pissed off citizen. I'm a happy citizen. So whatever you want to say it. I don't care. But I'm not where you are. I'm looking at every angle of every day on how I can win the day, not starting off depleted and negative. The other ways you can develop people skills is get with the people close to you and say, hey, what are some things that I say that come across just a bit too harsh, right? What are they? What is it that I do that well, you shouldn't say it this way. You shouldn't look this way. Now, that's challenging because it's people you love. I only recommend that if you're very close and your self-image is high. Otherwise, get someone in your life that you can ask that question to and then work on those. People skills are so much fun to work with. It'll floor you. Like I used to try this thing out years ago when I was at the gym, and I worked on this thing. We called it the gauntlet. It was that stair step or that big thing you walk on, and I'd walk on it. And it was right by the restroom where people were walking out. Everybody's got their head down. No one's looking up. No one's doing anything. And I said, I bet you I can get people to look up at me. And my friend goes, how? And I said, I'm just going to smile at him the whole time. Sure enough, I'm not kidding you. 1 out of 5 people would eventually look up. Okay. Little things like that. I changed the dynamic of what was happening there. I changed the way they felt for a second. Therefore, I was improving my people skills. Okay. Try anything. Number 5. Oh, that was 4 training. Number 5, no mentor or model to follow. And this is what I'm going to end on. No mentor or model to follow. You've got to have a mentor. Listen, scripts are good. I'm not against knowing, the listing appointment, what to say when you sit down with the buyer. I'm not negating all of that stuff. What I am saying is there's other things that are above it, because truthfully, you need to get to know your customers on a level that has nothing to do with buying or selling or anything. You just need to get to know them. That you have to get great at that. You need to find a mentor in your life that will help you become great with that. Our 12-week training program will help you become great at that. It will force you. It'll hold you accountable. We'll have a weekly call where we sit down and we go over, did you hit the metrics? Did you hit the numbers? Because you can't beat the numbers can't beat you. Did you hit the weekly numbers? Not the monthly, not the yearly. Did you hit the weekly numbers? Okay. And then when we have another meeting next week, we get to ask that question again. How close were you? How far were you? All of that good stuff. Okay. You have to have that in your life. And then you also have, is there someone to follow of something you want to achieve? Like with me, if you join my organization and you want to build a large organization, I'm great to follow. I am great to follow. If you want to follow somebody that does, 10 transactions a month, I'm not your person. But here's the great news. Here's the great news about EXP is I can connect you with someone and we can co-sponsor you to where you can be connected with a person that does 10 transactions a month. I'll teach you how to build. They'll teach you how to do 10 transactions a month. That's not me. Now, although I might do it this month because we're doing 4 listings this month plus a sell. So it could happen. However, that's not what I'm doing. That's not why I came here. I came here to build a legacy. I came here to teach people how to build a legacy. I'm your role model to follow in regards to that. But if you say to me, I want to do 10 transactions a month, I might say, hey, my buddy Brandon, I need to have him co-sponsor you so he can teach you how to do 10 transactions a month. TC, my buddy TC, he can co-sponsor you and teach you how to do 10 a month. Right? So you have to have a role model to follow that's doing it. Here's why real estate agents are failing. They're hanging around the same people that are getting the same results as them. Okay. They're not going to the right meetings with the right people that are doing the things they want. They're hanging out with the people that are getting the same results as them. Can't do that. You got to hang out with the role model that's doing it, whatever it is. Building, real estate investing, that's something we're real big on. That's something we're huge on. You want to become a real estate investor? I've got 2 people immediately that are part of this organization that will co-sponsor you, that will absolutely just crush it for you. So whatever it is. So hope you enjoyed. I believe we are the solution to all 5 of these. There's many more. There's so much more. But I think these are the top 5. I believe these are the top 5. I went out and searched and looked at all the gurus, if you will, and threw away some of the guru garbage and some of the sales, because this isn't a coaching. This is coaching, but I'm not selling a coaching program. That's not what this is. I am selling you a way of life. If you just join our team, let us help build your legacy. Go get yours. I'm getting mine. Adios.